responders, the food processing machines at Mama Dolce's have finally cooled down enough to work again. I've set them up to make cans of stew using the ingredient containers spread around the factory. Well, the machines make a hell of a racket, so you'll probably get some unwanted guests.
Warhammer 40k has been around for decades, and while its lore today is polished, expansive, and somewhat coherent, early Warhammer was something else entirely. It was darker, messier, freakier, and way less thought out, which is pretty hilarious. So today, we're diving into the most insane pieces of Warhammer 40k lore that Games Workshop quietly cleaned up, starting with the Deathwing's Native American heritage. Actually, people clowned on us when we did the Space Marines chapters video because we missed this detail. I was not aware of this at all, but this is hilarious.
Games Workshop did a damn fine job hiding this one.
Native American imagery was everywhere in the 90s. Movies, ads, and eventually Warhammer 40k. That's hilarious. Do you see this art? I cannot believe that's real. That's so funny.
What do you think it was, Don? What do you think it was that just made Native American imagery everywhere? Just what is it? What was so appealing in the 90s?
I think that culturally we cycle between westerns, zombies, and medieval shit, and superheroes. There's kind of like cultural boons for each of those, and they're on a cycle. We were in a Western arc in the 90s. It's just funny that the Englishmen saw, I guess, Dances with Wolves and thought we should have Dances with Wolves. Oh my god, that's
definitely what happened. That is definitely what happened, dude. In between adding Iron Maiden references, Metallica references to Warhammer, someone watched Dances with Wolves. I was like, you know what? These guys are pretty freaking cool. Yeah.
Do the accent, Englishman.
My word! These gentlemen were rather rambunctious and honorable, just like the Deathwing.
Jeremy, have you heard of these colonist warriors?
We'd probably heard of them, dude, because we were the ones who fucked them over. Actually, you guys did Manifest Destiny. That was after you decided you weren't British anymore. You did Manifest Destiny.
Yeah, that was all Americans. Washing your hands of that one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's happened to everyone throughout history, usually at the hands of us. Sorry for being amazing, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it's very funny that some Englishmen in Nottingham were like, wouldn't it be awesome if the Deathwing had the man with feathers in his hair? Maybe they just watched Peter Pan.
It's even better.
Imagine all the Terminators doing war dances. How fucking sick would that have been? It never gets old.
The Dark Angels Deathwing Company originally leaned hard into the aesthetic. Bone white armor, feathers, war paint, totems, and paintings on their pauldrons. I cannot believe these models.
These happened?
Yeah, that's real. That's like out of a book or something. That's so fucking crazy, man.
Dude, why is it crazy? What's the difference between that and the Space Wolves? Stumped.
Oh man, you got me.
Fucking libtard.
Actually, yeah. bring these back. What's wrong with these?
Yeah, I don't care about Dark Angels. I think that they should give them giant high cheekbones and the widest jaws you've ever seen and feathers in their hair. I think it would be sick.
When I was a kid, my dad had a Dark Angels army, and I remember the feathers. They were like the plastic ones. They didn't have these crazy.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say like when I was a kid, my dad used to dress up as an Indian. I don't know why, but that's where my brain went. Hey boy, he's got like the tiger lily headdress on, you know, from Peter Pan. He's got his 2,000 points of Deathwing.
Yeah.
You wanna play Warhammer, boy?
Let's roll some dice.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's smoke some peyote. Anyway. What's next?
Originating from the Space Hulk expansion pack, their backstory is that they returned to their homeworld called Plains World.
No way. Dude, some fucking dork listened to The Trooper by Iron Maiden and was like, do you know what would be so cool?
No, Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden.
Oh, sorry. Run to the hills.
Obviously. You just
Yeah, that's obviously what I meant.
No, it's just very funny. It came to the Native American Iron Maiden song.
All past lead to Iron Maiden when it comes to like Warhammer dorks in the late 70s.
Okay, so Plains World was full of nomadic Native American-inspired space tribes.
And they were noble, and they were one with nature, and they never battered each other over the head with clubs. What a wonderful, beautiful Plains World it was. And then the Emperor came.
You know the Gene Stealers, Tom.
Who
The
was-
Gene Stealers
Dude, does
got
this
the
mean...
Native Americans.
That's right. They stole their genes. They intermingled. Does that mean Lionel Johnson was like a fucking chieftain?
Was Caliban not always the homeworld?
I'm gonna guess that blonde hair, blue-eyed Lionel Johnson landed on Plains World and became these people's king. That's my guess.
Led by characters such as Cloud Runner and
No
Two Heads
way.
Talking.
Two.
The warriors, expecting to die, painted their armor from black to white, a symbol of death, establishing their bone-white color scheme. That's awesome.
They were trying to root out the gene stealer colony.
Yes, stealing their genes. The chapter even had characters named Lame Bear, Bloody Moon, Morning Star, Running Deer, and Hawk Talon.
We used to live in such a fun world.
Much more color in the 90s.
Yeah, you could just do whatever you wanted. Pure freedom.
However, in an act of cultural genocide, Games Workshop released the Deathwing in 2nd edition without most of the Native American influence. Only things like the bone-white armor and decorative feathers remain as a lasting nod to the original theme.
Oh, there's
he
feathers!
he
There's
does have
feathers under his little shield!
peeking out from under the shield.
Dude, I love that, dude. I bet he's fun at Halloween parties. Do you think the Native American Warhammer fans were devastated that their representation got pulled? Were they like, oh, here we go, whitewashing again. Whitewashing again. First, the fucking last Mohican is a white dude, and now so are the Deathwing. Dude, that would have sent me into drinking, that's for sure.
Having fun. Lots of Warhammer 40k in the reservations.
I thought we were being 90s core, I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, this is off to a great start. I love Native American Deathwing. I think that's fucking sweet. Games Workshop, if you're watching this, sort your act out. Let's bring a little representation and diversity back into this hobby.
Okay, up next, Captain Lexandro's Milkers. This is also real.
I like it already.
Early Warhammer novels weren't exactly subtle, especially the ones by Ian Watson, the setting's first official author, who many accuse of writing bizarre sexual undertones into his work. Yeah, this guy's a fucking psycho. The very first ever 40k novel, Inquisitor, it's like a trilogy. It's like bizarre 40k fanfic that sort of makes contact with what it is today, but it's like, it's so weird and has like this weird fetishization everywhere. I suspect there's gonna be a lot of Ian Watson in this list. In the novel Space Marine, Imperial Fist cadets are tested by recalling the memories of a creature they've eaten. An act possible thanks to the Omophagia organ. In an entry that fans deemed to be overly descriptive, Captain Lexandro recalls the memories of a creature he's eaten, stating he felt the sensation of having full breasts and a swollen belly.
He was pregnant with milkers.
He remembers being a pregnant alien with milkers, because he ate that alien. It was revealed that Captain Lexandro had eaten the liver of a pregnant feral tribeswoman and could feel his breasts sloshing around with delicious milk.
I'm fucking bought in.
Despite it being one of the earliest entries into Warhammer's novelization, the passage is described by many fans as surface-level fetish content, especially compared to modern writing standards.
That's the problem, is that the fetish content is not written well enough.
To be fair, this would happen. Space Marines are constantly eating stuff they kill to remember, like that is in Recon, you know?
He ate the body of a pregnant woman with full milkers. He just couldn't resist.
I guess, yeah. He ate her tasty liver.
I wonder what tactical information she was hiding from us. Oh, there's only one way to find out. Guess I have to eat her.
Stop, Sergeant. I am Captain. I'm the tactician.
I'm Captain. What I say goes. Now turn her over. I'm hungry. Oh, there seems to be another life form within the life form. An almost Easter egg, if you will.
Lexandro rose and shut his eyes. I run.
Wait. Would that be in her voice or his voice, though?
I think it would be his voice, because it's his present tense self, past tense describing his feelings of being a woman.
On
So
two
he's
legs
male.
I run. My belly is so...
Alright. You got it out of your system?
Yeah.
Been teeing that one up
Yeah.
for 2 minutes?
Yep, I am more like Alexandro than you can possibly imagine. I simply cannot control my impulses. Okay.
Alexandro rose and shut his eyes. I run.
No,
Mist
undo the
swirled
voice.
in his-
Undo the voice. Undo the
Alright,
voice.
Alright,
Okay.
do it, fine.
I run.
Mist swirled in his mind, a wraith taking shape within the viscous haze, reflecting and congealing his image of that other self within himself. On two legs I run.
I'm doing. God damn it!
No,
I'm doing the voices.
Sorry, go ahead.
On two legs I run. My belly is swollen and my breasts are full.
Could he be wrong? Could he be mistaken?
My loins are penisless. My skin is a tattooed map of the secrets known to serpents concerning the invisible world. The serpent god came to me in sleep and filled my belly.
Alexandro strained to grasp the memories.
The priestess must be caught and cut to remove the godling for sacrifice. Yet faceless demons whose hands spit fire have killed my holy hunters.
Enough, said the gastronomus. You have eaten the liver of a feral tribeswoman from a death world.
No, I didn't.
He clicked his heels and bowed to Alexandro briefly, though ceremoniously. Always there is one savage human included in this feast. So they put a succulent savage human in the feast for him to eat.
So they're at the fucking Harry Potter table, and the plate's
Yeah.
still up with like feral human organs.
Delicacy liver on your plate that you've just eaten, and then you're like getting hard imagining yourself as a pregnant woman.
God, oh my God, my breasts are full. Jesus Christ, Emperor, forgive me.
One day you may need to eat an organ of your enemy in order to interrogate him or her, especially if that enemy is alien. So
Wow.
we're starting small, having you eat a woman's liver, like a human woman, so it's not a shock.
Yeah,
It's a little more familiar.
fine, but why did this other guy just try and stop him? He's just fucking pigging out on feral woman liver.
Well, yeah, it was before you lost control of yourself.
Yeah.
Just sitting at the table getting an erection, imagining.
This
yourself
is
as a
even
woman.
better than the Native American Deathwing. Dude, if I could eat women and experience what it's like to have breasts, I would. Wouldn't you?
Well, the thing is, this is an actual retcon. This whole book is retcon, but they still have this organ, so technically this could still happen. This is just Ian Watson pushing the boundaries of what's possible with the lore he was given to work with.
Pioneer of sorts.
Oh, okay, I guess I've read all of it.
Oh. Boo.
Next item. Dorn's Poop Vault. We're back with another banger in the same book. Author Ian Watson had written one of the most infamous bits of lore in 40k history. As a visceral act of bonding, Imperial Fists had a ritual where the chapter would share a drink from the late Primarch Dorn's chalice. The contents were an oddly fragrant yet non-specific sulfurous molten olive-colored amber, shaved from the toes of the Primarch Rogel Dorn's skeleton, mixed with their own blood. But the thing that really cemented the bond between recruits was a vault held below a drop shaft, which held, at a glance, thousands of bloodshot ochreous eyeballs. These quote-unquote eyeballs turned out to be nuggets of the liquid amber and blood defecated into a hardened sphere, each sphere representing an initiate who went through the ritual, aka a vault full of hardened poop. They would drink from this chalice that had Dorn's toe skeleton shaved off with blood, and then they would poop bowling balls, and then they're kept in this vault, and then they have to eat one of the past bowling balls. This lore, which was intended to show visceral intimacy within the Imperial Fist, is now known by fans as Dorn's Poop Vault, an embarrassing memory of a more scatological past. What do we think?
If they're eating big bowling balls of each other's poop, do they remember each other's lives? And if they're eating like Dawn's toenails, do they remember his life?
Do they remember
Or
his
just
life?
just his foot's life?
His foot's memories stored in the
Well,
foot's
no, I
life?
guess if they eat the liver of the woman and they get to experience her breasts, then surely eating his toes mean they get to experience more of him.
Maybe just a little touch though, because it's just like dust, you know? They gotta be conservative on how much of his toes they file off. It's all new space where they have to drink some. So you probably don't get a lot. You probably just get like a little grain of dust.
So just to be clear, they go into this vault and they shit. Is that how this works?
I feel like this is like the chamber under the toilets where all the bowling balls drop. when they're all shitting bowling balls on the ship, you know?
Oh, it's like a sewer.
Yeah, but a sewer that is only used to make bowling balls after this ritual of drinking from this cup of toe bone. And then that makes you poop a bowling ball somehow, and then you have to eat one of the bowling balls from a past initiate doing the same ritual.
It's not even funny or interesting, it's just retarded.
I don't think
I was really.
Oh, really? I thought they had to eat some. Why did we both imagine they have to eat some?
Because I'm following your lead, dude. I'm just following what you said.
That's how everybody interpreted this. So they drink this mysterious amber, and everybody kind of thought it was poop online. It refills itself on the Primarch skeleton, and then they keep shaving off pieces of it and drinking it, and then pooping out marbles that they put on display.
Okay.
So we got every part of that wrong.
No, just them eating the poop part.
Apparently it wasn't even like toenails, it was fucking some weird tree sap that he keeps leaking.
Oh, the Primarch himself is leaking poop? That doesn't make sense.
Not poop, but amber, whatever the fuck. That's what Corgan just said, unless I misinterpreted it.
I think they're given a cup that looks like it's full of poop. And as far as they know, it has a shaving of his toe, like his toe bone and blood in it.
Didn't
you know?
Corgan say that his bones keep generating more sap?
What's going on here, Corgan?
I'm glad you guys are confused because this is the most brought up thing. Everybody talks about how all the Imperial fish just share a cup of poop and they can't figure out what the amber colored stuff is supposed to be.
Is this still lore too? This hasn't been retconned?
It's from Space Marine.
Those books, when you buy them today, the description says like, it isn't quite Warhammer, but it shows the interesting roots of the lore. They're kind of like half retconned, but yeah, I wonder if this is still sort of like alluded to in the Imperial Fist Codex, you know? Anyway though, they're not eating the poop balls, they're eating cups of diarrhea, evidently, and then they make poop balls.
This sounds like Iron Warriors propaganda to me. I don't know if I buy all this.
Anyone else that's a 40K anthropologist, historian, please illuminate us if we've missed any critical details to understanding this. I'm very curious. Okay, up next, the Poop Servitor.
Another one?
In Warhammer 40K, becoming a servitor can be one of the darkest fates there is, but it gets worse in Ian Watson's...
Dude, this man had to be fucking stopped.
But it gets worse in Ian Watson's 40K. In Space Marine, Croft Tesla, a total amputee blood drinker of Space Marine, is attended by two servitors. One is assigned to feed him and move him, while the other one ingests his waste and cleanses him. Nice.
A poop dialysis machine.
I feel like in the beginning they got this psychopath Ian Watson to start writing lore, and they just told him to make everything as like edgy and grimdark as possible.
Maybe they wanted a light-hearted sci-fi adventure, and this is what he turned in. You ever consider that? They're like, you know, sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, and a push, and he just comes back to this. Maybe we owe this man a debt of gratitude.
You might be onto something. Because all of the original stuff did seem very aimed at children, like the kind of style of art and colors and everything.
Ian, we're thinking of a sort of Flash Gordon aesthetic and vibe for this book. So, you know, keep it lighthearted, aimed at the kids, a little camp, but otherwise, you know, free reign. Do what you want. We like to have a hands-off approach here at Games Workshop.
Literally, you're making that kind of product. How do you start writing books like this in parallel to that?
Previously, we've aimed at the 8-year-old market, but we want to age it up a bit and over the 12-year-old Ian. So we're going to give it a little spice, a little edge. He's like, okay, bud. You know what? Maybe this is why Games Workshop is such a fucking high grip on everything. Because one time, the fucking retard had free reign, and he came up with two challenges, two biologies.
So this is on the back of the there. Under the most exciting science fiction writer since H.G. Wells says the brilliant ideas man of British science fiction says for sheer inventiveness and intellectual brilliance, Ian Watson has already established a place in the front rank of contemporary writers, says Times Literary Supplement.
The Shakespeare of our time, says The Guardian.
On this specific book. High-class space adventure executed with vigor and panache from Oxford Times. This book is so retarded. If you're a 40K fan, you should check it out. It's like so weird. But yeah, there you go. Ian Watson, everybody.
I like that you've read it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it was a gift.
For when we launched our very own series.
That's right.
That's right. Imperial Fists were masochists.
The Imperial Fists have always been about endurance and pain.
And poop.
Yeah. But older lore took it further. No kidding. Their pain-seeking behavior kicked off early with the Pain Glove, a skin-tight suit designed to stimulate every pain nerve in the body, which some have compared to a leather BDSM outfit. In Ian Watson's book, Space Marine, Imperial Fist neophytes who overcome the Tunnel of Terror, another form of pain infliction, are rewarded, quote-unquote, with a brand from an electro iron on the buttocks. So you go through the Tunnel of Terror and then you get branded on your ass. And somewhere in this you're wearing a skin-tight BDSM suit that gives you pain.
Hell yeah.
Despicable neophyte.
Jeered a loudspeaker.
Welcome to the Tunnel of Terror. This is an amusing variation of the nerve glove. You will enter naked. An energy membrane denies access to anyone wearing any protective garment. Along the tunnel, there exist a few modest zones of safety. Between these are zones where you will experience mischievous phenomena, such as incandescent heat, absolute cold, airless vacuum, induced agony, and such. Oh yes, and gravity increases the further you proceed. It'll be interesting to see which safe pockets you end up cowering in. Should any puny neophyte reach our end, which seems unlikely, you will be rewarded with a brand of honor on your buttock. You will, of course, all enter the Tunnel of Terror, because commencing now, the air is to be exhausted from your end of this chamber. Proceed and entertain us.
How do you feel about the Imperial Fists? Not so boring now, Tom, huh?
Yeah, they used to have character.
This would be awesome if this was still kind of lore. It's just kind of underplayed.
Just like the feathers in the Terminator armor. The Imperial Fists have like chapless buttock armor. They've just still got their little fucking butt cheeks hanging out. And like, a nod to Ian Watson's Space Marine.
The brand is sculpted on the miniature, like the ass, you know?
It's a transfer. You have to use a transfer sheet, which always fucking fall apart. It's the worst.
A later narration stresses the recruits bending over and flexing their buttock after receiving said brand.
Yet still, there was to be a branding upon the leather-tough buttocks, an imprint of a clenched fist, no larger than a fingernail only. This was indeed to be an honor, for the sergeant himself personally wielded the electro-iron when Alexandro, Jeremy, and Biff bent over to flex the great gluteal muscles of their rumps. Did he himself bear such a brand, hidden beneath his uniform? Had he too once conquered the Tunnel of Terror?
I'm the edema building up in your lower legs, and most compression socks can't even touch me. Let me show you what's actually happening beneath your...
Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we are talking about weapons that are changing with the next update. We are on the public test server, and there is a few weapons that is receiving changes and upgrades, mostly upgrades. I want to show you the first one, Gamma Gun. I can only talk about intention. There is intention to make it fully radiation damage weapon and nothing else. They said in the patch notes that they will need to fine-tune that, and they definitely will need to do that because as of now, amount of self-inflicted radiation per shot is almost non-existent, and I tried that on enemies, on human enemies. The damage is 0. It doesn't do any damage. So definitely at this state it's absolutely useless. I hope it will not stay like that. But this is exception from the rule. Other weapons are actually getting improvements. So let's talk improvements. First one, a lot of players' favorite, light machine gun. Did you maybe notice the amount of posts over the year complaining that there is no mods for light machine gun? Like you cannot modify anything? They finally heard. So outside of what was recently added, different receivers that you can install on LMG, now you have barrel options. You can have long barrel to increase its range to respectable 400. It's really nice. Or you can use stub barrel if you prefer speed and accuracy and less recoil. I don't know why would you prefer it. I'm all for the range. I'm all for the range, especially if you try to sometimes use it with VATS. This is the most important factor for VATS accuracy. So range is important. So long barrel is here. After that, you have stock options. Outside of standard, you can put stabilized stock to improve your hip recoil, hip fire accuracy, and shots to max recoil, or bruising stock for extra melee damage. I don't know why you would do that, but stabilized stock is very much welcome. Very much welcome. Then the magazine option, there is standard or large. Oh, and don't forget, I'm showing it on example on Red Terror. So Red Terror already has increased ammo capacity. In case of normal LMG, large magazine basically will double it. Normal will start at 100, and with large will have 200. The Red Terror is with a hidden double ammo capacity, hidden legendary effect. So that's nice. And you can put muzzle brake to reduce the recoil a little bit more with a little bit of range as a cost. Maybe worth it. If you hip fire it a lot, then recoil is a problem. I want to keep all my range. So that's a very welcome change for the light machine gun. Some improvements are in there. There is one melee weapon receiving improvement called the Gata. Maybe you know it. It's from Barrow's questline. When you do the Barrow's questline, you will get one, and then you can get Plan 2. It's a sharp weapon, the Gata. So the max level stats, you can already notice it's a 3-star now. It used to be 1-star, only Vampire, now it's a 3-star. Unfortunately, yeah, star 2 and star number 3 is absolutely useless. I don't know why they did that. They added 2 stars that do not help you. But on top of that, the poison damage is new. There was no poison damage, so they added poison damage to it. It's a little bit more useful. I would not say it's the #1 weapon at all. Like, it's still a niche weapon, cool looking niche weapon, one-handed melee, but better than it was. It's definitely improvement, extra legendary effects, extra poison damage on top what it was already doing. Not too much, but it is an improvement. And then we have a unique named weapon called Helga. Volt 63 Helga. That's a Gatling laser that is dropping from 3 robots. When you nuke where my camp is, like a little bit, I mean, don't need to nuke exactly here. When you nuke anywhere in Skyline Valley, there is event appearing with 3 robots, and there is a chance to obtain Helga. So it was 3-star already, and it still is 3-star, but now what's new? Projectiles penetrate up to 3 targets, which is quite a cool effect. So bad we cannot change legendary effects. Luckily, those are useful, so not a dead legendary effects. Not the best in slot, but useful. Therefore, yeah, not too shabby. And there is penetrates up to 3 targets. I will need to show you in combat. It's like outside of what you can tell it's supposed to do. I will show you how it works. And today we'll have some volunteers from Golf Club at Whitespring. Yeah, my game is still loading. Got teleported backwards. Let's wake up all those guys here, as I need them to go after me so I can show you the weapon. Okay, they got angry. And now it's a nice corridor. So that's the best probably for demonstration. Let me try. Look at that, you see? If they align, I can hit multiple at once, which is very nice. And performance is decent, like this weapon is not weak for normal everyday tasks. Look how fast it's moving, all those ghouls. And one very important aspect of that, if a player would stand in front of you to block your shots, like sometimes important on the events and so on, it does penetrate through the players as well, so no one can block you, no one can stop you from shooting. In case of tougher enemies, okay, performance on some tougher enemies, and some of you may ask what perks I have used. I didn't really set anything much. I choose one of my loadouts, and those are the perks. And I did modify, since I showed you this Helga, I did put Prime on it. So Ultrasight Fusion cores being used now, so that's the best performance and best range. And very ammo efficient, 1000 shots per core. It's very respectable, so Ultrasight definitely helps when fighting Scourge enemies. And yeah, you can use it in VATS. no problem. It's quite expensive, so I cannot use it a lot in VATS unless I burn through all my fusion cores. If I want to burn through my fusion cores, I can. There is an option for that. In open areas when enemies are not close together, obviously this fact that shots penetrate the target, not as impactful as in like close proximity to like hordes of enemies, when it's way more impactful. And now, okay, the damage took a second or two to start registering, but it was only the scope is get a little bit closer, so that's the damage. But I would say, even though it's not a top weapon damage-wise, it is a respectable damage, and very unique with this new effect that can penetrate targets, which I would say it's very handy. Like I was hitting the ghouls behind it. I think it can penetrate through the dead scourge. Oh, let's see. Can it? Am I shooting through it or not? Maybe not. I don't see. Oh, maybe? No. Going through. Cannot really see. Try to zoom out the camera. No, I don't see it on the other side. So maybe it does. It just the scourge is too big. I'm not sure. Can you tell? Is it going through? Is it going through? I think maybe. I even killed something there, so probably yes. Got experience already. Yeah, I think it's hitting the grass on the other side. But I would say it is going through the dead enemies, which is additional bonus. And this is everything I have for you in this video. Let me know what you think about those. Not huge, but welcome changes. Like, I like the fact that Helga is unique now. It's not only cool looking weapon from the endgame boss that is dropping, but now it's unique as well. Is that if we only could like change those legendary effects, imagine the possibilities with all this weaponry. If we could put best in slot legendary effects at the 4-star, or at the very least, if they will give us an ability to add the 4-star, okay, we cannot modify first 3 stars. Let us add 4-star to make it complete. That would be my biggest request. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one. They finally heard. So outside of what was recently added, different receivers that you can install on LMG, now you have barrel options. You can have long barrel to increase its range, respectively 400. It's really nice. Or you can use stub barrel if you prefer speed and accuracy and less recoil. I don't know why would you prefer it. I'm all for the range. I'm all for the range, especially if you try to sometimes use it with VATS. This is the most important factor for VATS accuracy. So range is important. So long barrel is here. After that, you have stock options. Outside of standard, you can put stabilized stock to improve your hip recoil, hip fire accuracy, and shots to max recoil, or bruising stock for extra melee damage. I don't know why you would do that, but stabilized stock is very much welcome. Very much welcome. Then the magazine option, there is standard or large. Oh, and don't forget, I'm showing it on example on Red Terror. So Red Terror already has increased ammo capacity. In case of normal LMG, large magazine basically will double it. Normal will start at 100, and with large will have 200. The Red Terror is with a hidden double ammo capacity, hidden legendary effect. So that's nice. And you can put muzzle brake to reduce the recoil a little bit more with a little bit of range as a cost. Maybe worth it if you hip fire it a lot and recoil is a problem. I want to keep all my range. So that's a very welcome change for the light machine gun. Some improvements are in there. There is one melee weapon receiving improvement called the Gata. Maybe you know it. It's from Barrow's questline. When you do the Barrow's questline, you will get one, and then you can get Plan 2. It's a sharp weapon, the Gata. So the max level stats, you can already notice it's a 3-star now. It used to be 1-star, only Vampire, now it's a 3-star. Unfortunately, yeah, star 2 and star number 3 is absolutely useless. I don't know why they did that. They added 2 stars that do not help you. But on top of that, the poison damage is new. There was no poison damage, so they added poison damage to it. It's a little bit more useful. I would not say it's the #1 weapon at all. Like, it's still a niche weapon, cool looking niche weapon, one-handed melee, but better than it was. It's definitely improvement, extra legendary effects, extra poison damage on top what it was already. Not too much, but it is an improvement. And then we have a unique named weapon called Helga. Volt 63 Helga. That's a Gatling laser that is dropping from 3 robots. When you nuke where my camp is, like a little bit, you don't need to nuke exactly here. When you nuke anywhere in Skyline Valley, there is event appearing with 3 robots, and there is a chance to obtain Helga. So it was 3-star already, and it still is 3-star, but now what's new? Projectiles penetrate up to 3 targets, which is quite a cool effect. So bad we cannot change legendary effects. Luckily, those are useful, so not a dead legendary effect. Not the best in slot, but useful. Therefore, yeah, not too shabby. And there's penetrates up to 3 targets. I will need to show you in comments. Outside of what you can tell it's supposed to do, I will show you how it works. And today we'll have some volunteers from Golf Club at Wisepring. Yeah, my game is still loading. Got teleported backwards. Let's wake up all those guys here, as I need them to go after me so I can show you the weapon. Okay, they got angry. And now it's a nice corridor, so that's the best probably for demonstration. Let me try. Look at that, you see, if they align, I can hit multiple at once, which is very nice. And performance is decent, like this weapon is not weak for normal everyday tasks. Look how fast it's moving, all those ghouls. And one very important aspect of that, if a player would stand in front of you to block your shots, like sometimes important on the events and so on, it does penetrate through the players as well, so no one can block you, no one can stop you from shooting. In case of tougher enemies, okay, performance on some tougher enemies, and some of you may ask what perks I have used. I didn't really set anything much. I choose one of my loadouts and those are the perks, and I did modify.
Now we gotta go help people customize and...
He must have, surely. This was one of the arcane rites of passage of the chapter.
It being the size of a fingernail, it sucks so fucking much. It could at least be sort of cool if it's like the size of a hockey puck, you know?
Fuck,
it has
yeah.
to be
I get it.
tiny.
I get it. Well, this is now my new favorite piece of lore ever. Thank you for this.
Next up, the Blood Tide incident. Getting a little more serious. Jumping forward to 2011, even modern Warhammer had its moments. In the Grey Knights Codex, there's an event called the Blood Tide Returns, where a tide of corrupted gore floods a city, spreading chaos everywhere for days. So how did the Grey Knights stop it? Their first act to combat the tide was to make a purity talisman to resist corruption. So they slaughtered the nearby uncorrupted Sisters of Battle and anointed their armor with their innocent blood. That is actually sick. That's incredibly 40k.
Let's also take a second to appreciate what would have been done if Ian Watson wrote it. Like, when you compare it to what he would have done, I think we can all agree this isn't that bad.
What do you think he would have done?
What do you think he would have done, Don? What do you think he would have done, audience member?
Sisters of Battle and blood. Some specific things
I
come to
wonder
mind.
what Ian Watson would have done.
So anyway, they've killed in a regular way the Sisters of Battle and taken their regular body blood and made protective talismans. And now, shielded, the Grey Knights are able to stride through the gore flood without risk of corruption and drive the demons responsible back through the war. The story, however, was later rewritten in the 7th edition Codex, removing the inexplicable killing of Sisters of Battle and instead having the Grey Knights arrive and immediately start killing the demons. That sucks. That's really cool lore.
I wish Ian Watson did it.
You think the lore would have been even cooler?
I miss Ian Watson. Everything I said about him, I feel bad about now because, you know what? According to the Daily Mail, he was a goddamn visionary, and I respect the hell out of that.
H.G. Wells himself.
Exactly. I don't even know why they got rid of it. I mean, yeah, it's a little fucking edgelord, but it's fun. It's fun. It's
I think he actually wrote a Steven Spielberg movie too, Artificial Intelligence, if I remember right.
Where does this man's mystery end?
I read like a blog post of him. He bragged about how he was buddies with David Lynch, and David Lynch thought maybe he'd make Inquisitor a movie someday. Anyway, a lot of fans consider this a welcome change, as the original moment felt unnecessarily grimdark. Fuck off, you're the problem. Grey Knight slaughtering Sisters of Battle for no reason is really cool in 40k.
How would you feel if the Sisters of Battle slaughtered Grey Knights for their pure blood?
That would suck. That'd be dumb.
Well, whatever is next.
The Sensei, the Emperor's secret immortal sons. I told Corgan to keep this on the list because it is so unforgivably gay. In early Warhammer 40k lore, the Emperor was said to have biological children known as the Sensei. Introduced in 1988's Realm of Chaos, Slaves of Darkness by Rick Priestley, not Ian Watson, they were immortal, chaos-resistant wanderers, descended from the Emperor's unions with mortal women. Unaware of their origins, they lived as roving heroes, often gathering diverse followers including humans, abhumans, and even Xenos, championing ideals of freedom and justice. This put them at odds with the Imperium, leading to the Inquisition hunting them down as heretics. The Sensei were also central to the Star Child prophecy, which foretold their souls merging in the warp to help rebirth the Emperor. In modern lore, the Sensei have effectively disappeared. Though never officially retconned, they have been largely abandoned with their narrative role fizzling out over time. My biggest problem with this is just having a central lore thing called the Sensei.
Why do you hate it?
There's just something aesthetically disgusting about the word sensei in Warhammer.
Interesting.
Am I
Very
crazy?
interesting. I think what it comes down to is feeling the Cheeto dust laden fingers of the creators massaging this world so brazenly.
Corgan, when did the Karate Kid come out? Okay, 84, and then 4 years later, the Sensei in 40k.
Yeah.
Because
I
Mr. Miyagi is cool.
And don't forget, it would have taken them like a good amount of time to write this stuff. So like, yeah, it was released in 1988, but they're probably working on it quite a bit before that. And probably Karate Kid 2 came out. So Karate Kid 2 came out in 1986. And Karate Kid 3? Karate Kid 3 anyone? When did that come out? 1989. So this was a big Karate Kid decade. I totally described that everything they ever wrote was based on something cool they saw, 100%. And that guy, Star Child, like that guy looks like David Bowie. Like I'm telling you, dude, not an original thought is in Warhammer.
It's literally beyond with David Bowie.
Yeah.
With the gun.
Yeah.
You sort of have to empathize to be in it in the late 80s and not know what is going to be aesthetically, culturally disgusting in 20 years. I mean, it's kind of like your best guess. Like,
Yeah,
I know
that's
why
fair.
he picked Sensei, because Karate Kid's all the rage, Mr. Miyagi's cool, he's like Mufasa.
The Japanese economic bubble hasn't burst yet. We still think they're going to take over the world. So they're like, well, this is where the world's going. I mean, fuck, we might as well start appealing to them now. Well, that is quite retarded. Not quite as retarded as feeling the full pregnant belly and ginormous milkers of a tribeswoman or the Tunnel of Terror, but nonetheless worthy addition to the list.
What do you think is the worst thing on this list before we wrap up?
Tunnel of Terror.
Literally calling it the Tunnel of Terror? Or
Yeah.
everything about it? Probably just the name, right? You could be forgiven, like them
Yeah,
having some
the
kind
name
of
is-
trial like that.
Yes, yeah. The name is the worst part, but then followed up by like the maniacal Skeletor-esque.
Talking to
supposed
neophytes to scare them, and they're
Yeah.
all in axeless traps.
Exactly. With the dubious reward of getting their assholes branded. Like, yeah, it's all pretty bad, isn't it?
Just imagine, like, being Ian Watson and settling on Tunnel of Terror for the name of this thing.
Do you reckon he really racked his brain?
I really feel like every sentence he tries to squeeze to be as absurd as possible. So to settle on Tunnel of Terror is just, I mean, maybe that was intentional. Maybe it's art. He chose to make that kind of like the most on its face, like vanilla thing, because the constant subversion gets kind of tired.
He truly is a self-aware man. He truly is a man who has the self-awareness to be like, you know what? I think I've gone too far with the grimdark. Let's pull this bit back. That sounds like the Ian Watson I know and love.
It's a little relief, it's a little taste. This can't be turned up to 11 all the time.
Let's turn it down to 10.5, just for a moment.
So anyways, Warhammer 40k's lore used to be pretty unhinged. But if you want even more dumb Warhammer moments, check out our video on the dumbest retcons in Warhammer 40k. Thanks for watching, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
And save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Maybe where's the golf cart?
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming on Sundown, because today we're going to be talking about the dark side of gloving. There are all sorts of niche hobbies out there, some more obscure than the last. I would say our most recent would be sliders. What's weird is that online right now, it feels like there's a lot of stuff going. It used to be, what is it, Thought Daughter, or Gay Son, or Thought Daughter. That used to be the parameter. Or Slider Son, or what we're going to talk about today, Gloving Daughter. Yes, my friends, gloving. It's fascinating to see all the history and intricacies behind strange communities of passionate people. Now, the gloving scene has died down significantly over the years, and because of this, many of you that don't attend music festivals or raves could be hearing about this for the very first time. Well, settle in. So let's delve deep into one of the silliest and oddly dedicated sports around, gloving. To those that are completely new to this community, gloving is a type of dance that was popularized in the late 2000s and became a common attraction at raves. Using special gloves that contain LED lights on their fingertips, people would learn unique movements used for the purpose of creating personal light shows for their fellow ravers, aka people that are on Molly. People are high. Early versions of gloving consisted of people swinging around glow sticks or even using white Mickey Mouse gloves illuminated by black lights utilized at most rave events. Usually, viewers of a light show are hopped up on drugs like MDMA, LSD, or mushrooms, and people who've experienced one while high tout it as a trance-like state. Mind-blowing experience. Some will even go to the next level by bringing light diffraction glasses to make things even more intense. And gloving became such a massive sport that it even birthed a string of gloving academies as well as massive competitive tournaments with cash prizes. And in the great year of our Lord 2025, the International Gloving Championship, according to one journalist, was a large venue filled with stoner snacks in which people would engage in rap battle as competitions. That's where we're at now. Okay? The DJ would take turns playing a random 90 seconds of an EDM song as the glover gave a freestyle light show to his competitor. I would say this is more in the style of like even people who hit the vape when they do the smoke rings and stuff like that. It's kind of like that. I think it's just a bunch of pals hanging around.
It's a little peacocking.
Seeing who can peacock the most. Who's got the prettiest feathers? Boys. After which, a panel of judges doles out a score based on the performer's musicality, presentation, tricks, and transitions. And you could expect to see performances that range from just intricate hand movements to full-body hip-hop dances. Points can be deducted, however, if you repeat moves or accidentally hit your opponent during the show, which is a no-go. Accidentally, do like a little like Three Stooges thing. Whatever. For many people, gloving may just be a fun way to pass the time, but for others, it's taken much more seriously. Some experienced glovers claim that each gloving light show they put out follows a narrative that the performer is trying to tell the viewer. There's a wide range of people that enjoy gloving. Even people in their late 50s and older are proudly uploading and displaying their light show routines online, which is some of my favorite vertical content, is when you just scroll and it's just a person kind of smiling, and they do.
Look at this gentleman control fire.
Casting a spell at me. Stop it.
If you think about it, I mean, 25 years ago, they were in their 20s. So it's just.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, glovers don't die. Glovers like the Goonies, they don't die. But you may be wondering, why does gloving seem like a dying hobby nowadays? It's so rare to see someone gloving during events, and there's several reasons for that, which is the dark side of gloving. The people who ruined it for everybody. And we're going on and saying that if you glove, it's not bad that you glove. We're not saying that all glovers are bad, but we are saying that there has been a little dark underbelly, as with most fandoms, as with most hobbies. Right?
This video is sponsored by PDS Debt. Get a fresh start with PDS Debt. If you have debt and it seems to keep piling up, it's time to find a fix. Let PDS Debt help you find a personalized solution for you, so you can work on changing your story. Turn the page. PDS Debt has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, with thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. And whether you have credit card debt, personal loans, collections, or medical bills, PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your situation to give you solutions that work for your specified needs. PDS Debt has helped hundreds of thousands find solutions and get out of debt in a fraction of the time. And the best part is, there's no minimum credit score requirement. Being in debt and not having any money can be extremely stressful, and I don't want to experience that ever again. No way, Jose. If you're in debt and you think you may need help, give PDS Debt a try. Don't wait another month. Change your story in 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and find the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/papamade. That's pdsdebt.com/papamade. Thank you, PDS Debt, for sponsoring this video, and back to the video.
Gloving has gained a bit of a bad reputation because of these people, and some people think it's creepy to participate in the gloving hobby. Some people vent on community pages about how they get bullied by their friends for gloving in public.
Jeez.
Which I will say, that's just kind of rude. If you want to glove in public, if I'm at the bus stop and I'm like,
free show.
I enjoy it. I'm a little show pony. Mama said, Mama bought me dancing shoes, but she should have bought me gloves. That kind of thing, you know? But I think that's with anybody. I think if you do your hobby that publicly, out like whatever, your friends are gonna josh you for it, right? Your friends are gonna give you a hard time for it. If you're one of the good ones, be proud. Keep charging those gloves and keep dancing. According to one passionate fan, he catch himself making gloving movements with his hands to himself in public and while hanging out with his friends. Okay, well I'm gonna go on a limb here though. If you don't even have the fucking gloves on and you're just like, yeah man, I mean, me and Sarah are still dating, so it's just like, you know, we're just trying to figure it out, and it's actually been like a really good time. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not even wearing the gloves.
They're practicing.
Well, exactly. It's just second nature. Sorry.
It's almost like on your phone, hang out with friends if you're just sitting there gloving in it by yourself.
Imagine you're watching Breaking Bad or Sopranos with your buddies and like, oh dude, I love this episode. And your buddy's just like, dude, I fucking actually, like, no, seriously, I love this one so much too. But could you cut it with the gloving? Sit on your hands if you have to, please. It's like, dude, you can't cage a butterfly, dude. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about, Marcus? These friends would often crack jokes about it lightheartedly, but would get annoyed when he tried to do light shows around them at clubs. Yeah, it's so funny, dude. You mind if I light up?
Always bring my gloves.
At a club. Yeah. Hey, let's go dance and just like try to pick up some girls or something like that. Or like, you know, or even girls are like, let's go see if we can pick up some guys. You mind if I glove real quick? No, I really wouldn't. I don't want you to glove at the fucking thing, man.
He's trying to impress the ladies.
Can we just get, well, yeah, exactly. You're not peacocking. This is not peacocking. At a rave, it's a different story. A club and a rave are vastly different.
What if they're playing EDM at a club?
It might be appropriate then to whip out the gloves, because if it's an EDM heavy thing, you're trying to, there's probably some secret glovers in there who are like crossing their arms and stuff because they're just like, must refuse the temptation. But the first person who does it, I think all the glovers are going to come out. It's like everyone has their arms tucked and then all of a sudden they're already wearing the gloves and like they have the light show thing.
I thought I've seen a lot of videos. I'm surprised it's dying. I thought it's getting a resurgence.
Oh, it is. I can't tell why, but for some reason it is blowing up in the subsects. In the same way that I feel like they're on the same level as the sliders. Not everyone does sliding content, but I do think that people like negatively look at, like, they're like, damn, it's cringe, or that shit. So it just feels like these are just the two ones right now that people are choosing.
They're fighting. They're fighting.
The glovers and sliders are fighting. Is it going to be some kind of gang war? Who would win? Who would win?
Just based off of looks, the sliders, very intimidating.
Well, they do have the spooky clown makeup and stuff, and they're much more sexy.
They're faster too.
That is true. I would say that the sliders are a more aggressive kung fu stance. A more, in the terms of mixed martial arts, the slider stance is much more aggressive, while the glove is much more defensive. You're standing in place.
Well, man,
that's what I'm saying. If they get too close to the sliders, do they get up off their knees? Like, no, I want to stay on my knees and slide.
The glovers would have like some kind of powder and they pour in the slider's face.
Or what if they like drop tabs of ecstasy in water? They're like, they throw it in your face.
Or a syringe right in the neck.
Yeah, sliders on his hands and knees, sliding at you. And the glover's like, he just takes out a syringe from his like hoodie. CP. Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Which experienced glovers are under the belief that most people find gloving weird because they're inexperienced and don't know what they're doing, often just waving their hands frantically, which can turn people off, which is true, right? There are some people who I'll give them a bit of the doubt. The illusion is there. Like I said, if you're in a dark room when they're doing this kind of shit, why are you doing that? Right? Like watching somebody just sit on their phone and just be like, it's like some cult stuff. Sleep. Just doing Naruto hand signs at you. It just seems a bit odd, doesn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. Dude, I just watched a Glover video and he didn't have his gloves on. Why would you do that? What if that became like a, instead of like the Ring or something? I saw the Glover video and he didn't have his gloves on. Oh, God, dude, you're fucked. Others, however, think it's due to the way men at raves will give non-consensual light shows to women who are rolling as a way to lure them in and give them unwanted attention while they're under the influence, aka creeps at festivals that are preying on intoxicated people. Those are bad people. Bad. Once again, dark side. Dark underbelly of the gloving. Those are the bad glovers. While many people tried their best to make gloving a sport that's taken seriously, these same type of people have ended up pushing away potential glovers due to how overbearing they can be. Glovers have voiced their opinion that competitive glovers can have a sort of God complex that results in aggressively criticizing people for not being able to pull off certain moves almost immediately. I need time. I have to practice. Also, I'm guessing that if you are gloving and that is where you're at, I think you're putting it all on gloving. The God complex is being like, this is simply all I have. That kind of thing.
They're putting all their eggs in one basket.
They're putting all of their gloves in one basket.
Dad, I'm not going to college.
Dad, I'm dropping out of Harvard. Why? Let me show you.
I'm going to glove you. Glove you.
I'm going to Glove University. In some cases, people can't even glove casually at a rave without a retired glover approaching them to give them a lengthy list of tips and tutorials instead of just enjoying the show. Which, I love that. I love the retired guy being like, buddy, your wrist is moving too much. Okay, let me show you something. Give me your gloves. How many times do you think some guy's like, just give me your gloves. Let me show you something.
When I do gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
Disrespectful, isn't it?
Oh, I would throw the gloves away. Keep them. I feel like you got using your condom or something like that, wouldn't it? Here, have it back. No, dude, you've used it. You would think participating in such an overly silly-looking hobby would keep you a little bit humble, but somehow, elitism exists in even the most niche communities. Where there is community, there will be elitism, my friends. It doesn't matter. Try to give me one example where there wouldn't be elitism. Okay. I can't even think of it.
There's literally everything. There's always gonna be someone.
Even like collecting stamps.
Oh yeah.
A guy's gonna be like, buddy, yeah, so you shouldn't start collecting with these. Okay, these are the Harriet Tubman reprints. They're not original. Like looking around, he's like, am I wrong? Or you want to start with Sacagawea from the 80s here. There's more to worry about than asshole glovers, however. Some will give out personal light shows at a distraction so they can pickpocket you during an event. Considering most people at the rave are fucked up on all sorts of drugs and alcohol, this makes it incredibly easy to steal from them. Speaking of drugs, it goes without saying that an in-your-face light show goes hand in hand with rolling on MDMA or other psychedelics. This, however, is part of the reason that gloving is dying as an art form.
They think it's only fun on drugs. Yeah, we don't do drugs anymore.
Well, yeah, when you're in your 20s, you're like, I'm gonna live forever. And then right about, I would say right at about 25 to 27, you really feel your mortality start kicking in. At least it was for me. When I was 25, it's like when I was younger, used to hop back from hangovers, easy, whatever, all these kind of things. And then it became something where it was like, I feel like I'm gonna die. To where then someone's like, we're going out, and you're like, yeah, I'm good. So then, of course, you don't want to be like, do I want to do hard psychedelics when I'm in my 30s? I don't think so. I would also be afraid that I've never done any of that stuff. That's just because I'm afraid that's going to affect my brain. Yeah, or something where it's like, I mean, I don't know if this even happens, but some people, it's like you get high and then you never really come out of it. It fucks with your brain chemicals or chemistry or whatever.
When I took acid, I thought I fried my brain because I stayed up all night and then I couldn't speak. I was just mouthing words at work.
Like, can I get a pepperoni pizza? Huh?
Luckily, I just needed to sleep because the second I got sleep, I was like, oh. I feel refreshed.
Oh wow, this is awesome. It's like I actually didn't sleep for 78 hours. No wonder you were via. Also, I'll say this too. I have not done I haven't done any hard drugs. I've smoked weed. That's about as hard.
That's a hard one.
And I got prescribed hydrocodones when I threw up my back. But I will say, I have not met one drug dealer where I'm like, I trust that. Here, have this baggie and just light it up and take this and ingest this. That fucks me up, dude. Well, especially like acid or something. The big Woodstock thing was don't take the brown acid. What if it's not brown anymore?
Well,
what if it's, you know, I don't know. Here, whatever. It's like, am I gonna get fucked up? I don't know. I dropped it in some cat litter earlier, so it should be fine. You're like,
they have testing kits where, like, if you put it on, if it turns pink, I think it's good. Or if it does turn pink, it's bad. I forget. But
that's a very that is a delineation. Bit of a coin flip here. I guess I can just go for it.
There is like it's like a synthetic. Well, acid is synthetic, but there's another drug called like N-Biome 25, and that is toxic to humans. So if you take too much, you'll
just kill you.
Yeah.
Or even the shit now where it's like people that take fentanyl once, they die.
Yeah.
On the first time you take it. Huh? What? Why roll that dice? There's no way it can be that good. Just be some guy flopped over and he's gonna be like, trust me, buddy, it's worth it.
Access
I'm like, nah, I'm good. In 2010, during an Electric Daisy Carnival, better known as EDC, a 15-year-old woman named Sasha Rodriguez died from an MDMA overdose. This not only led to the EDC being banned in Los Angeles, it also put large-scale music festivals through far more scrutiny regarding safety precautions. Which is a good thing, right? There's no reason a 15-year-old should be overdosing on drugs at a goddamn music festival. Well, also too, it feels like back then as well, I remember when I was younger and like there was like, oh, we're gonna go to a rave. I feel like even they were just like, it was literally a poster for just being like, come get fucked up at the show.
Yeah.
It was way more promoting like even less with the music. It's like, who gives a fuck who's there? Just come trip and dress in like a weird fluffy outfit and dance around and get high. That's kind of what the big promotion was for it. This led to many events trying to stray from an image that could potentially promote drug use, opting to brand their events as more of a concert rather than linked to rave culture. The image of groups of drugged out people slack-jawed and gazing at light shows was thought to promote further drug use than actually enjoying a show. Come be a zombie for a while and barely listen to music.
Yeah.
Another safety concern could be the fact that attendees being given a light show would often sit on the floor and zone out in the middle of large crowds, creating a fire hazard and risking people being trampled to death. This could even lead to lawsuits, something events wanted to avoid at all cost. This led to a mass banning of LED gloves throughout many big events.
Oh, they just straight up banned them?
Yeah.
Yeah, the gloving
I think
police.
they're just like, I don't want to fuck with it. Well, yeah, that guy's gonna be like, do I want our event to be canceled and everyone whatever? It's like, no, they'll just cut out the gloves, which I'm sure at the time people were livid.
Well, you see, wouldn't you want a glover on the floor? Because if people start getting tranced, you're like, that guy's on drugs, get him out of here.
I think there's no way you can monitor that. It's such a large scale. It's kind of like when people are like, no smoking pot in here, but always there's people gonna be smoking. But I've never been to a concert where they're like, you get out of here, that kind of thing.
Well, that's why the glover, he's undercover.
If it's yeah.
Yeah, he gets you in trance.
Yes, section C4. Section C4. But this doesn't mean gloving would vanish from the rave scene entirely. People started formulating ways to sneak their gloves into big events. A common method of doing so is by wearing stash boxers, allowing you to cram your gloves into your bulge where the security will not bother to search. Security ain't gonna try to fill up your balls and your dick and your taint.
Yeah, they will.
Oh yeah, dude. The TSA gets me all the time. Remember, don't forget. You hiding something? It can get difficult to sneak in gloves depending on the level of security, especially if metal detectors are involved. Some security guards even took advantage of this by requesting bribes from attendees so they wouldn't take away their gloves, which is it's like a fucking 80s bounce, whatever. $20. It's like, gloves only cost me $7.30. Oh, jeez. There goes my Coke and snack at the show. Those who do get caught often give up their gloves to avoid wasting their expensive event tickets. And in many cases, security guards will confiscate them only to resell them that same day to other glovers. The ban is taken incredibly seriously by security. Glovers who sneak in a light show during an event have been screamed at, tackled, and aggressively held down. And one passionate glover named Lily, who was active in the competitive scene, recounted being picked up and choke slammed by a security guard before being told he would have to pay $50 unless he wanted both his gloves and tickets taken away. Lily only had $15 and tried to give it to the security guard before the guard snatched it out of his hand, took the money out himself, and threw it on the floor. That's excessive. It's gloves at the end of the day. I feel like, yeah, if you caught it there, you could be like, ah, no. But I mean, choke slamming someone? What are they doing to the people who are like pickpocketing them? Good God.
They're letting them go.
Harpoons. Or yeah, they're just like, I don't give a fuck. Glover! That seems a bit excessive, right? Needless to say, it's easy to see why gloving is dying. Many people got sick of practicing only to have various pairs of gloves taken from them before they could show off their skills, which is kind of funny to think about. I'm not gonna try anymore. They're just gonna take my gloves.
Well, now I see why people are just doing it out in public. Hey, there's no place for me to glove. There's no.
I have to do it at my home and record on a vertical video. Or else, I mean, I can't take it anywhere. Or they're just gonna get taken. Others will opt to perform finger shows during festivals, essentially just gloving, but without the LED lights. It's not magic. Also, it's just not as cool. I can see it here on psychedelic drug. It's almost like it probably feel like someone's like trying to poke your eye because you're doing this. Cut it. Having a panic attack. Bad trip. Of course, people will still enjoy the hobby and practice it casually, but it's safe to say that gloving reached its peak long ago, which is where I think we are now. I still think there's a little bit of that camaraderie, or there's still a lot of, gatekeepiness and stuff, and I think people that are the gatekeepers like to post videos online to show each other, and then you have gatekeepers who comment on it and stuff. So it's like you're not in person anymore, but I feel like you're still connected via online. Hope is not lost, however, to the gloving community, as it's seeing a resurgence on social media over a meme that's been spreading and getting mainstream approval. It started out simple enough, gloving, for jokes, and tended to be extremely passionate about it. And things got serious when the World Gloving Championship in 2019 Glover of the Year, Kevin Cadet, better known as Infinite Glover, put out a video claiming he is starting a gloving war against all fake glovers. That's awesome. Infinite Puppet. He created the legit gloving basic test, the LGBT. A gloving routine challenge made to weed out all the unserious glovers that were plaguing his beloved community. From there, the gloving movement blew up, and everyone was putting on gloves and going to war, baby. As soon as the war started, the term de-gloving began to float around. This was the act of people giving up their gloves after losing a gloving battle. It's like racing for pink slips in Fast and the Furious, okay? It was described as a horrific experience with a person's hand getting shredded, mangled, and torn to pieces since taking off your gloves is like removing a body part. Fucking de-gloving. It's almost like it's like racing for pink slips. It's also like a luchador, who got the mask. Except gloving does not compare to those at all in severity. Okay? A lot of the veteran glovers in the community have stated their hatred for this meme. For example, one man took to the internet to say, and I quote, "All of these kids coming in here and making up random TikTok brain rot shit like de-gloving or whatever, and probably have never been to a festival or an EDM show in their lives. It sounds like they take it super seriously. We don't. It's just fun, huh? But the brain-rotted TikTok kids are making up really dumb shit like this isn't just funny. Like this just isn't funny." Well. A post like that does make me seem he's definitely taking it very seriously. I don't take it that serious, okay? Anytime someone posts like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I'm not taking it seriously, I just mean like, this just isn't funny. It immediately will always read, like, I'm taking this very seriously, and you're hurting my feelings, is what it reads. I don't know if that's even what his intention was, but I'm just saying, that's what it reads. Another glover was upset when they saw that the meme had left most online gloving stores completely sold out of all pairs of gloves. Yeah, exactly. Not all pairs of gloves, it's just where you need to have
a hole like that.
Well, to be fair, if you're burning through, it's go out every 3 days. Or no more. Okay, and sold out. So what the fuck is going on? Not all have such a negative reaction and realize that this might be a good opportunity for the community to grow. There are instances where people started doing it ironically because of the meme, are not doing it wholeheartedly. Gloving has now gone full circle and started to blend with other niche communities, including sliders. Not long after this occurred, another feud between glovers and sliders. What we were talking about? Despite all this discourse on who is superior, people have put their non-sexual is, well, let me ask you this. Do you think people, sliders, I think there's a big part of that community where there are people who are like, you look cool and sexy. I definitely, because people do edits and stuff. Does that translate to what? Is there something where people are like, it's just kind of hot?
So hot.
Yeah, but even then, I think the true test is if a guy does it. And if girls, because guys will, I think, fetishize anything, but it's like more rare, I think, to see girls be like, I think that's sexy.
If there's like a really buff dude doing it, yeah. I mean,
Oh, sure. If they're shirtless.
They can do anything sexy.
But you think that if it was just like, nah, you know, let's say you're a conventionally attractive person, fully clothed, whatever name's doing it, I still think people would be like, it's just kind of hot. Let's put me in a trance. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm under his spell. Or, yeah, if a girl does it, then guys are dude, to roll with her, oh my god, go to a Deadmau 5 show and roll with her. Because of this meme, Glovers have been called unemployed because 99% of Glovers can